2 tears in the bucket, bucket. 2 tears in the bucket, bucket. 2 tears in the bucket. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Nicolah. If you're new, hey, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here. And if you're old, you already know what it is. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today's video is going to be a chit chat, get ready with me. I'm going to start from the bottom, okay? All the way up to the top. We're going to do a full face, okay? Lashes, eyeshadow, foundation, the whole nine. And I can't remember the last time I did a chit chat, get ready with me. I believe my last one was in December, and it had like a geared topic. It wasn't just like an average life update. And my other chit chat, get ready with me was like a Christmas geared one. So I don't think I've ever done like just a life update one where I just sit and chat with you guys and kind of let you guys into my world a little bit. So that's what we're going to be doing today. In fear that this video will be too long, I won't be talking about what products I'm using. However, I will have graphics come up with the correct product and shade of what I'm using. Don't freak out. And in addition, I will list every single product that I use in today's video, also down in the description box below as well. Okay, so where do I begin? Where do I begin? Oh, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about products, but this foundation, I did do a foundation review of this Kiss Professional's Pro Touch foundation. So if you want to see my first impressions slash, you know, critiques or whatever on this foundation, then check in the ticker above and also in the description box. Yeah, so you got to shake up this foundation. I realize that it settles a little bit, which that's not a bad thing to me. You know, you just gotta get her done, you know? So prior to Corona really hitting New York hard, I had just started a new job and I was just kind of getting like a foothold in like what I'm supposed to be doing, you know? So upon the release of my just how to get through college the struggle way video, upon that video, life got real crazy in a good way. So prior to that, I had been working at this media marketing company. Really cool place, but it wasn't what I wanted to do. I went to school for broadcast journalism, for those who don't know, and I wanted to go into producing. I want to eventually become an executive producer of my own show or of a new show. I just wasn't getting a job in my field. Like, I had graduated from college and I was just out here. So upon me releasing that video, I had just been hired to my current position right now. I'm not going to say where I work, but I'm very content with my job right now. I'm very happy. It's my dream role. It's in my dream field. Like, it's exactly what I wanted to do. Thank you, Jesus. But I had just been hired at my current job. And prior to that, I had just gotten like a foothold on like my recording schedule and like things that I wanted to do as far as content and, you know, my editing schedule as well. I had kind of just gotten a foothold on that. And then life kind of sort of hit. So I started my new job and I work overnight as well. So I am an overnight kind of producer. And so I was originally hired for a 10-hour shift, and once I started my job, it is very culturally normal for people to pull 12, 13-hour shifts. So that's one thing that I didn't realize that I'd be doing, or that work would take up so much of my time. So that's why there's this 4-month gap in my YouTube videos between the ones that I've been putting out now that we're in quarantine and I'm working from home, and the Get Ready With Me back in December. It was real crazy because like, I was working these 12, 13-hour shifts and I just felt like I had no time to do anything else but work. So even though I'm pissed about quarantine kind of ruining a lot of the plans that I had in terms of like traveling, my birthday is in a week. You know, today's May 1st, my birthday is May 8th, and I'm pissed because, you know, this was the first year financially I was really excited for my birthday, just for me to be in quarantine. But other than that, quarantine has been, besides my birthday and, you know, me having to reschedule all of my travel plans, quarantine has been a low-key blessing in disguise because, like I said, I love my job. While I was really happy with my job, I was really unhappy with how much time it was taking. So I'm really grateful for this time at home. I'm also really grateful for the ability to work from home. I am, unfortunately, I'm the breadwinner in my family right right now because Corona did affect both my brother and my mother's jobs, unfortunately. So I am the person that is kind of bringing in the bacon right now. And no lie, I'm just really grateful to have the opportunity to do that. I know a lot of people who lost their jobs during this, who have no money, who didn't have a savings, who don't have the means to work. They were already living paycheck to paycheck. Corona was literally like the last thing they need. I know so many people who fit into that bracket or who fit into that description. So I've just been really, really appreciative of just this time to be at home, to breathe, to sleep on a regular schedule, because working overnight fucks you up. And not every company has a night differential, okay? I'm working overnight. It's more of a strategic move working overnight because you tend to have more room to climb the ladder quicker, so to speak, versus working dayside at my job. But at a lot of places, it's the night differential that makes people want to work overnight. I make the same as my dayside counterparts, but you know, as far as career-wise, it's smarter in my opinion to work nightside because I feel like there's a little more room for me to get my hands dirty and there is more room for me to move up the ladder quicker in the producing world. But working overnight, like I said, you know, it was taking up so much of my time and I didn't have any time to do anything creative. I didn't have any time to invest in any other venture that I want to do because I'm going to be 26 on the 8th and my goal is to have at least 3 sources of income by the time I'm 28. So that's in 2 years. You know, gotta get the beard, you know. That's in 2 years, and the goal was to make my creative platforms my other 2 sources of income. I didn't have any time to fully invest in those things when I was working because, you know, I was working 12, 13-hour shifts, and by the time I'd get home, I'd be dead. I literally only have time to get up, sleep, and repeat. I've been at my job now 5 months, and I still haven't met everyone. Birthed over like 100 people who work on my show, and it's just nuts. It's freaking nuts. So I'm just really grateful for this time. Like I said, even though I'm pissed about my birthday being in quarantine, I'm just really grateful for the time right now and the time to kind of just breathe and invest my time in other things, because I'm fortunate enough to have the privilege to work from home, because it is a privilege. And since I have that opportunity to work from home right now, I'm just trying my best to pour all of my time and my resources into a lot of the creative platforms that I wanted to when I was going in physically to work. I also would like to switch my schedule, so hopefully it's approved. Because I'm in my field, I'm just really excited to get my career going. We are concealed and highlighted and ready to go. By the way, guys, how have you guys been spending your quarantine? I've just been making videos, bothering my man, and oh, guys, my love life. As you guys know, I blend out the sides of my concealer first before heading on into the central area here. I kind of leave that to get a bit tacky. Quarantine has definitely gotten a lot of people bugging though, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it has definitely brought out a lot of things around the country and also here, right here in Brooklyn. One of the things that a lot of people might be mad by what I'm about to say, so just trigger warning. So one of the things that has been really upsetting me about quarantine, specifically in Brooklyn, is the treatment of people. When I say people, I mean people that look like me. These young men were detained in Canarsie just for being outside, even though they were fully wearing protective gear. They were practicing social distancing and 6 feet apart. Jewish communities in Brooklyn have been getting away with murder. They can walk around without masks. They can do whatever they want. They can stay out as late as they want. They can ignore the social distancing suggestions / rule that Governor Cuomo and the federal government have put in place. Like, it's crazy. And I'm just like, all right, so do I need to be a Hasidic Jewish woman to get away with like murder? Like, just let me know. It's just been really, really frustrating watching certain groups of people get away with, figuratively speaking, get away with murder. Black people yet again are treated like caca, even though we pay our taxes like our white counterparts, even though we work like our white counterparts, and even though we exist like our white counterparts, it doesn't seem to matter. And it's just super frustrating watching it go down. And I used the Hasidic Jewish population in Brooklyn as an example because they are one of the groups of folks here receiving special treatment in Brooklyn amidst this quarantine, and it's just fucking frustrating, I'm not gonna lie. Because no one should be receiving special treatment because it puts everyone at risk. They're not in some little bubble and they don't encounter other folks. They encounter other folks, so it puts everyone in that part of Brooklyn at risk. Another thing that I've been seeing amidst quarantine is this whole like productivity race that I feel everyone is trying to have. And And to be honest, if you're not productive while you're in quarantine, that's okay. Like I kind of want to be the first person to say it out loud. Like that's okay if you're not that productive in quarantine. Some people really just needed the break. Like some people really just needed the ability or the privilege or the opportunity to sleep in for a day or two in a row. Like some people needed that. And it's okay if you're not as productive as you see everybody claiming they are on social media. You know, I feel like there's a whole productivity race going on, especially in our generation. Like I think it's good, be productive, you know, be productive, but I think it's also okay if you're not productive, as long as you're not procrastinating on shit that you actually have to do in order to live or in order to sustain a healthy life. As long as you're not doing that, I feel like it's okay if you want to sleep in today. This is going to be the new normal for a really long time, so I feel like just let people live, you know. There shouldn't be a productivity race going on right now in the world, and there just seems to be, at least social media wise. It's affecting a lot of people. Not me though. We're gonna be doing somewhat of a colorful look today, so I'm going to prime my eyes with the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I'm using it in the shade Toffee. I don't know about you guys too, but quarantine has people bugging out in terms of like their love life. Oh my god. In my opinion, sleeping alone is kind of ghetto. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Yeah, in my opinion, sometimes sleeping alone can be kind of ghetto. I'm not gonna lie, but I know quarantine has made a lot of people bug out as to them being single and to them not really having anyone, because, you know, you're in your house. And right now, as far as my love life goes, I'm really excited about the person I'm dealing with right now, or the guy I'm dealing with right now. And I'm trying not to self-sabotage, because what usually happens is I'll get really, really excited and I'll self-sabotage because it seems too good to be true, or, you know. And right now I'm kind of at that stage right before I self-sabotage. I'm at that stage where like everything just really legitimately seems awesome, but this time it seems awesome in like a realistic way or a more logistical way. I'm not planning out our lives in my head after 1 week of consistent conversation. This has been the most realistic awesomeness I've experienced in a really, really long time. On a random note, I have really been loving this palette. So I use this palette in my pastel, colorful, spring, dewy eyeshadow look. That was a lot of words. But if you're also interested in that look, make sure to check the ticker as well. Before that, I had a really bad experience with this palette when I did a first impressions video. This is the first time really that I've been getting good experiences and good pigment and good results with this palette. So we're gonna try 3 for 3. This is our 3rd time using it. Let's hope, okay? 3rd time's usually the charm. I washed my brushes, guys. I'm actually gonna start off with this really light pastel blue in here, and I'm gonna wing it. We're gonna do something to the eyeball. I'm not even sure what I'm doing. I just know I want it to be blue. Yeah, so I've just been trying my best to not self-sabotage myself right about now. I start to overthink it like really heavily. I'm just pushing the product in. I don't think I'm gonna move the product more than where it already is. I'm going to just push it in and concentrate it in that weird kind of cut creasing shape motion. I'm also trying to invest more time into my love life. Before, I feel like I was complaining about my love life and I wasn't really investing in it, you know? So like one of the things that I've noticed is that I don't go out during quarantine besides to Bay's house. And one of the things that I'm trying to do is invest in time in spending with him. And since we are both lucky enough to be able to work from home, really want to try and utilize this time that we have, because before our schedules were completely opposite. Now that they're the same because I'm home now, I'm really trying to take advantage of that, really trying to utilize that. I'm just gonna rinse and repeat on the other eye. Guys, like what's fucking me up about this palette is that it did not behave like this the first time I used it. Yes, I'm just trying to make sure that I really invest the time into the situation that I want, into the kind of relationships that I want to have with people, and not just in my love life, but just in my life period. I think I need to start investing more into the relationships than into the kinds of relationships that I want to have with people. There's definitely been a lot of shifting both in my love life and in my social life as well. Like the shifting in my social life has been more of a surprise to me than the shifting in my love life. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna take a clean smudge brush. I'm gonna reach into this blue right here, blend that into the turquoise and bring it out a little bit. Ooh, I thought some of my friends were like ride or dies, you know? Not to say that they did something to make me feel like they're no longer a ride or die anymore, but one of the things that I definitely did notice, our lives just started moving in different directions. Like that's one thing I definitely noticed with a lot of my friends. Our lives just, it started once I was in college, but it got worse once I graduated college. Our ideals as adults is just causing us to move in different directions. It definitely sucks, I'm not gonna lie. Because these are people that you used to talk about your dreams with in high school. These are people that you used to talk about, you know, yeah, when we get older, we're gonna X, Y, and Z. Now that we are older, it's like, well, I can't fuck with you the same because you're an idiot as an adult, you know? Or like, I can't fuck with you the same because you out here hoeing, or I can't mess with you the same because we view life completely differently now. Like I have whole people I grew up with in my neighborhood that are like crackheads now. Like entire crackheads, guys. I'm cool with this ombre, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut my crease and then come back on for you guys. So this is what we've come up with as far as cutting the eye. I was thinking about actually putting, so my original plan for this look was to layer different kinds of blues and like, you know, ombres or whatever, but I kind of like how this looks by itself. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. I kind of like how this looks by itself, like on its own, so I'm not going to add any extra shadows onto the lid besides what's already here. We are gonna now go into an eyeliner that I think will complement the look really well. I am using the NYX Vivid Brights, and I'm using it in the blue shade Vivid Sapphire. Yes, it just sucks when you have to let go of friendships because you guys now think differently. You guys are now different people. You guys are now just different. And it sucks when that realization happens. I haven't done a winged liner, y'all, in so long. Kids, y'all. I had to stop being friends with people in 2020 because of kids. And it's either one of two things. Either I think my friend is having children like irresponsibly, or they think I'm judging them because I think they're having kids irresponsibly. If you didn't have money for your first kid, what makes you think you're gonna have money for your second kid? I don't agree with having kids before you're financially stable. I don't know if it's because I grew up poor myself and like I wish my mom had the means to do certain things for me, but she couldn't. And my mom didn't have a child irresponsibly. It's just life got hard as I got older. Yeah, I know that was definitely just one of the reasons why I just had to stop being friends with a lot of people, because our mindset would just be different about a lot of things. If you're spending your last on bud and you don't have money for your bills or food, not sure if I could rock with you. All right, so this is what we're looking like in terms of the eye. I'm actually going to add some color to the eye that actually isn't blue, but I don't know, I feel like it just needs a little bit of sparkle or a little bit of zest to kind of bring the eye to life. So I'm going to actually use some of my Radiant liquid eyeshadow from Nicolah. This is in the shade Polaris Peach. It's a really pretty pink shade. I've done a couple looks with it already, so I will link those in the description box for you to take a look at. I'm just gonna take it on a thinner brush so I can have more control. Yeah, so it's just been really suckish, kind of like, and I'm not saying that to say that my ways of looking at things are superior to my friends or to the people who I no longer mess with. I just can't mess with you if I feel like, or I can't be friends with you, or I'm at an age where I can't have you in my space if I feel like you're making idiot decisions in life, or if I feel like you're not making conducive decisions in life, because we're not high schoolers anymore, you know? We're not in middle school anymore, we're not in school anymore, period. Like, we're adults, so every decision we make is a possible defining moment, and it can't be ignored or it can't be made little, you know? So I decided to grab some colored lashes because I just wanted to have, I don't know why, but I just wanted to have different types of blue on my eye today. I don't know where I'm going with this. These are the DIY colored lashes that I made. So if you're interested to know how I made these lashes, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you can know when I upload the video. Another thing that I want to talk about actually is being young in corporate America. It has definitely taught me a lot. Like, corporate America, it's very weird to navigate, especially if you come from like a background similar to mine, so to speak. Very, very weird place to navigate. I'm gonna tell you why. People are nuts in corporate America. Like, some of the stuff that like I've witnessed people have to have meetings about, or people have to like get yelled about, I think is ridiculous. There's a lot of like ass kissing going on, and like, I wasn't built on like an ass kissing kind of repertoire. I wasn't built on that type of time, you know, like I said, because I am black, because I am the daughter of immigrants, I grew up poor, and I'm a woman. Like, I just was raised to think that you have to, nothing in life is free. You have to work. Always let your performance speak for you. And that's not what it is in corporate America. It's lots of like nepotism. It's lots of, well, I'm gonna give her the piece because we're besties, but my work is better than hers. Gonna move on to blush. I'm using my fave, as you guys know, my Note Cosmetics Silk Blusher. This is in the shade Desert Rose. I love this stuff. Love this stuff, love this stuff. Lots of ass kissing though. I think that's the one thing that surprised me the most, is just there's an enormous amount of ass kissing in corporate America, and it's like, damn. And I don't know if it's just corporate America, it might just be in TV. Let me rephrase all that I'm saying. In TV, in the TV business, like whether you work in hard news, whether you work for like a TV station, whether you do it independently, because I've experienced all of those different platforms, whether it be through internships or through like where I work now. And oh my goodness, there's just lots of ass kissing in TV, like just so much. And it's like, oh my God, can y'all just work? Like after a while, ass kissing just becomes corny. And I don't know if it's because of how I was raised. Like I said, a little bit of ass kissing here and there is due, you know, like I'm not naive to the way the world works. Like sometimes you gotta a little, you know, sometimes you gotta do a little stuff to get where you want to go, you know? I rather try actually working hard first before I jump straight into that option. There's also a lot of low-key haters in corporate America. Like I had a lot of people telling me that the responsibilities that I have now at my job, I didn't stumble upon it. Like I was plotting. I came into my job very hungry. I wasn't trying to chill. I wasn't trying to take my time and work my way up the ladder. I just wanted my foot in the door. And once I got that door cracked open, I'm kicking that bitch in, figuratively speaking. So when I got to my job, I was really hungry to learn what's open, what's not, how can I get my hands dirty in the producing world, because I just don't want to be transcribing interviews. I don't want to do that. I actually want to produce. I actually want to cut some video. I actually want to write a script. I was probably there for like 2 months, a month and a half, and I was already doing low-level producing. I had a lot of people, if I would have listened to a lot of people who, when I first started, like, oh, well, you should take your time. Oh, well, you should blah, blah, blah. If I had listened to those people, I wouldn't have the position, or I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now in my job. I'm going to set everything. I should have set before I let my bangs down. I'm gonna set everything with my NYX matte finishing spray. As you guys know, I like to have a matte finish. Matte, but not hard. If I had listened to those same people, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. And I'm really grateful for what I'm doing right now. And it's crazy because you got some low-key haters, man. And then when people realized that I got the position, like I had people coming down to my edit room like, oh, you do this now? Oh, you do, how'd you get to do this? Oh, who'd you have to speak to get to the, yeah, I didn't listen to you because you're a hater. You was trying to have a sister down and out. You was trying to have a sister remain in the projects. We're not trying to do that. To give me like fucked up advice in the hopes that I don't succeed, that's corny. There's lots of that going on in the TV biz right now. And I can say that confidently because I experienced that also during my internship. Because, you know, some people who have been there, you're looking for, at least me, I like to like have a mentor. I like to have someone that I can kind of, a physical resource besides papers and shit and systems and emails and all that. Sometimes you need a human touch. And I eventually found that mentoring figure that I was looking for at my job, but in the search for said figure, I just came across so many fraudulent people at my greater company as a whole. Not the show specifically that I work for, but just at my greater company as a whole. Some real shiesty mother lovers, man. There's enough of the pie for it to go around, you know? Like there's enough of the pie for everyone to get a little piece and still be successful. And I never understood that mentality, like I have to keep the pie to myself kind of shit. It's like, you're a senior producer. Like, I'm not gonna come for your job. You know, it'll take me years to get the qualifications to be a senior producer. If I'm asking you your opinion on something, I'm asking you because I wanted your experience. I wanted the gems that you've learned over the years. I wanted your genuine advice. And for you to like give me fucked up advice in hopes that I don't move as fast is just corny. It also goes into something else that I learned while being at my job, is that make your own fucking lane. A lot of people also told me that what I wanted to do and like my role now that I'm doing at my job, I couldn't attain it as quickly as I am, but I am right now. Make your own lane. And I had the girl who held the position, or who was doing that task right before me, before she left. We had this whole discussion because I low-key had like a breakdown at work because I was struggling to keep up, and not struggling to keep up with the work, but just struggling to keep up time-wise. Like I was so tired, you know? As you guys, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I was working like 12-hour shifts, so it just became really, really hard. And that girl and I just ended up having this really nice conversation, and she told me like, yo, just make your own lane. Have an end goal. This is what you want to do. Okay, make that lane. Make multiple. And if one closes off, all right, skirt, on to the next option. You feel me? Like, it needs to be a constant motion. And when she told me that, something just clicked in my head, and I was just like, you know what? You're right. I do need to make my own lane. I do need to ignore X, Y, and Z and just have some straight tunnel vision. And at that point, I had been at the job, and I had only been there 2 months because it was during Black History Month, because I had on my dashiki, and it was just crazy, and it just made everything kind of, all right, you're absolutely right. And I kind of went into just hustle mode. Took that same hood mentality or that same East New York mentality and just went straight into hustle mode at work. And it's probably the best decision I've ever made. I get that same encouragement from my human, which is awesome. Like, he encourages me like, yo, blessings, speak it into existence. Put in that extra work, babe. Put in that extra 5 minutes. Put it, like, it's crazy, but it works. Making your own lane, putting in that extra work. Your foundation is your work. Your foundation is your performance. Your foundation is your attendance. Your foundation is your presence. That's your foundation. And making that solid has just made the start of my career just a really, really beautiful one. All right, guys, this is the finished look. So hype about how today's makeup came out. I hope you guys liked today's video. I'm sorry if I chatted. I'm sorry if I threw some subs and you're one of the people I was throwing subs about and you happen to watch this video. I'm sorry for all the people's feelings I may have hurt during this video. Sorry, not sorry. Also, thank you to all that will recreate this video, or recreate this look, so to speak. Make sure to tag me and follow me on social media to make sure that we can interact, we can connect, we can be besties, okay? Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, share with your peeps. And until next time, you guys, peace.
Fall on you, banana fall on you, Prada fall on you, 'cause I'm in love with you, eh?